What if you and your partner have different attachment styles? How do you explain what makes you happy without sounding needy and pushy? Well, ideally, right, in an ideal world, if we were in a world of flowers and rainbows and ideals, we would live in a world where everybody was working towards becoming a secure attachment style, because your attachment style isn't your fate. It's just a place that psychologists have found where they're like, okay, if somebody has this kind of an upbringing, they tend to end up in situations where they avoid stuff, or if they have this kind of upbringing, they're in situations where they kind of cling on to people and want more, and never feel like it's enough and are very insecure and all that kind of stuff. Or if they had this kind of an upbringing, people have kind of healthier ways at being connected with each other and all that kind of stuff. And so one of the things that you will want to do if you have some kind of unhealthy attachment style, or attachment style that it kind of brings out parts of you that might be kind of disruptive, or might be challenging for a guy of a different attachment style to deal with. One of the things that you'll want to do is start working on your attachment style and working on your feelings of being enough, and your feelings of security within yourself, and your ability to attach to somebody in a secure kind of a way. And what you want to do is start communicating what's going on with you to the guy, and not in a way where you're like, you need to do this and I need you to do that and all that kind of stuff, but just in a way where you're like, hey, this is what's been going on with me in the past. This is how I've been. There are times when I get like this, and when I get like this is what I need. There are different things. Like, I'm just going to assume right now, Kaz, that you're coming from an insecure attachment style. And if you're coming from that kind of an attachment style, there are certain things that you can ask him to say to you when you get needy and insecure and whatever, right? And one of those things might be something like, hey, babe, I'm not going anywhere, right? If you're coming from an attachment style where you get needy and clingy and insecure a lot, that might be something that actually calms you down when your partner says it. Or just find other things that depending, I don't know what attachment style you are, but depending on what your attachment style is, communicate to your partner what would help you when you're being like that, and make sure you're working on your own stuff. Don't get into the world of, oh, I'm this attachment style and this is my identity, and oh, it's never going to change, and oh, you need to start doing things differently because I'm this attachment style, and that, right? You don't want to come from that standpoint at all. Instead, you just want to communicate what's going on with you and figure out what's going on with him. And if he's in a place, right, like, let's just assume for a second that he's an avoidant attachment style and he needs space. And so what you want to do is talk to him and just say, hey, if you ever need space, let me know. Tell me about it. That way, I get what's going on with you, and I know that you're not trying to be hurtful or something to me. And then you can find other ways to deal with your attachment style if he's not available for you, where you can go and connect with other people and all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense to you, Kaz?